You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
This is episode 113 of the Wisdom by Wessa show on the Horse Radio Network. This is Mike Donnell.
I'm Casey Wilbanks-Coletti.
And this is Sophia Aguila. Welcome to Wisdom by Wessa on the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
This podcast is brought to you by the Western and English Sales Association, WESA, which provides the world's largest trade events for retailers, manufacturers, and sales representatives of the equestrian industry. In this podcast, we feature exclusive interviews with noteworthy Western and English personalities, retailers, and exhibitors who you've always wanted to talk to. Don't miss out on all the news for manufacturers and retailers in the equine industry. Today's guest is making use of a special on-site promotion at the WESA trade show. Sophia, can you tell us more?
Yes, that is right. Today's guest has submitted a very special deal that will be featured on site at the upcoming August WESA trade show. We are referring to the special wildcard deals, which is a promotion of drastically reduced offers that are limited in quantity. And as we previously mentioned, we are reintroducing those wildcard deals again now to the August WESA trade show.
What is the wildcard deal that Flynt Western, today's guest, submitted?
They submitted a BOGO type deal. So for every 4 products that a retailer orders, they get a blazer for free along with that order.
How can exhibitors submit a deal, and where can buyers find the wildcard deals?
So every exhibitor just recently received an email about this opportunity, so they can just submit the deal by filling out the wildcard form, or also just go ahead and email us and we'll be happy to help. And then the buyers will receive a list of all of the wildcard deals, and they can also find samples of each deal on our temporary floor. Again, that is in the World Trade Center on the 11th floor. And the list will also be published in our Facebook group and on our Westside Trade Show app. If you want to save, you will definitely want to check out those wildcard deals at the upcoming show.
The fact that many quality footwear and fashion brands are entering the Western market speaks volumes for the attraction of Western wear, as well as the respect these new brands have for Western retailers. Gary Edelman, Flynt Western's president, and Julie Byington, the firm's design and marketing specialist, join us to talk about the firm's decision to introduce a high-quality, high-fashion line of men's jackets and shirts for the Western market. Gary Edelman and Julie Byington, thank you so much for joining us on Wisdom by Wessa.
Excited to be here.
Well, we are excited to have you. I had mentioned, as a matter of fact, earlier on that we've interviewed an awful lot of companies and this kind of thing. You're just into our 6th year of doing this show. But what we're seeing lately is a lot of fashion brands and footwear brands that have had a great deal of success in other markets have suddenly taken a look at the Western market, adjusted their product line, their marketing, whatever it is, to take advantage of the Western market and the Western retail distribution network. And you now have done that as well. I wonder if let's do a couple of things. Number one, for our listeners, just quickly summarize the product lines you're bringing to the Western world, and also then step back from that in terms of what it is about our market, our retailers, our industry that has attracted you to spend the time and effort to develop a line for us.
Sure. Well, we are a men's tailored specialty clothing manufacturer designer based out of just south of Dallas, Texas, in DeSoto. It's a suburb just south of downtown Dallas. We actually have been in business for over 40 years. The company still carries the official name of the Tribus Group, and Tribus stands for Gary Tribus and Jack Tribus, the two brothers that started the company in the early 80s. They originally from Michigan, Flint, Michigan to be exact. They had a chain of retail men's specialty stores. Father was in the business. The two brothers stayed in the apparel business. During the late 70s and early 80s, the economy in Michigan went south pretty quickly with the rampant inflation and the loss of a lot of jobs, typical Rust Belt story, and they saw the future in the great state of Texas. And they moved here to set up their retail stores here in Texas. They did so in the Dallas area. They had a store in Houston at one time. I believe they had a store in Tennessee. They eventually matured from the retail space to become a wholesaler as they saw the opportunity to broaden their reach across the United States. And they became a wholesaler designer and started importing tailored goods to the specialty store entities all across the country. Fast forward, lines were developed, and one of the lines that the company developed was called Q by Flynt. And it kind of had a natural outdoor feel, a lot of leather goods, a lot of leather vests. It was really Western before we defined it as Western. And the brand grew in the specialty store marketplace. And then we saw an opportunity a few years ago when people had mentioned to us about the Western market. I have a stepdaughter that has a fairly successful or very successful Western store in central Illinois, in Peoria, Illinois. And she encouraged me to pursue the Western market. We attended WESA in January. That was our first introduction to the Western market officially. And we launched Flynt Western. So we basically took the Q by Flynt name, dropped the Q, added Western, and curated a collection from our existing line. And this fall, in really showcasing in August at WESA, we'll be rolling out our full Flynt Western official line, all branded, again, outdoor leather, jackets, outerwear, vests, shirts for something we haven't done in a while, classic Americana, classic Western.
Well, and I looked at the website. There's some interesting designs there that you tweaked a little bit for the Western market. One of the things I thought was interesting, and I think you and I chatted a few days ago, it's kind of a trademark, is you have within beautiful jackets also a zip-in lining, but it's not really a lining. But explain what that is, because when people see it, they're going to be intrigued, and it's a neat design, but it's something that you don't normally see in the type of garments that you have.
Yeah, it's really our trademark. It's our number one seller for the Flynt outerwear line in specialty stores. It's really called a bib, actually. That's the kind of the non-technical technical term in the tailored world. It's a bib. It adds a little more comfort from a withstanding the cold and wind. Zips in, zips out. It can be worn jacket as a sport coat with the lining taken out, or as an overcoat with the lining put in. So it's very versatile, and it also adds kind of a touch of differentiation that people who wear it tend to get a lot of comments like, I've never seen that. That's beautiful. It's kind of has a different colorway than the outer leather. Sometimes it's suede, sometimes it's more of a wool fabric. So yeah, it's sort of our signature calling card.
Often we have women's fashions, women's footwear, of which I don't wear much of any. And so Casey looks at that and thinks of things that she would like to have. So I told her, I said, when you look at this website, think about what you might buy for me, what I would like to have, and ask the questions that you would ask if you were taking a look at something you were going to buy for your podcast partner. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep all of that in mind.
Absolutely. You fall in love with the jacket. I got to say, it becomes everybody's favorite coat.
To be honest, I don't know a lot about men's clothing. I'd love to talk about your casual shirts, very nice looking shirts. Can you just maybe talk about kind of what sets them apart?
Yeah, we did a shirt line, specifically the darker denim and the lighter denim. A few years ago, it sold well. We just did not keep it in the line. Really, COVID hit, and we had to reduce our line extension, how much we were going to do. We stuck to our core. And then as we expanded the Flynt Western line, it was a natural fit. So we brought back the darker denim shirt and the lighter denim. Most of them have snaps. There's a few with buttons. We did some research. We went out to a lot of horse folks who actually wear it for work, every day on the ranch, in the ring. I used my stepdaughter as a sounding board in Illinois, being a Western retailer. And then we added 3 plaid combinations that it's all Egyptian cotton, again, with the snap buttons. Super soft. We actually had a comment from Zach O'Neill, who is kind of a champion cutting, raises horses here in Paradise, Texas. He helped us out with testing some product and doing some photo shoots about a month ago. And he said it was one of the softest shirt he's ever worn or felt. Is that the feedback, Julie? Julie was out on the photo shoot.
Yes, it was. Yeah. That with the vest on top, he just loved it. He was like, I could live in this.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. I was going to mention, like, I guess if I were shopping for a guy, I really like the look of the Pecos denim shirt with one of the leather vests.
Absolutely.
On the top of it. Like, really look. Nice, chic look, even like to go to dinner, or just very clean and sharp.
Right.
Yeah. And I think that the initial impression that everybody gets, from seeing our stuff and touching is the quality. Almost 100% of the time is the wow. Wow, I didn't realize from the picture the quality that goes into these garments. And, when you've been doing something for 40 plus years, you learn a little bit. And one of the things we haven't diverted from was, the quality aspect. Is our items a little more on the price side? Probably, but we don't want to give up that quality. And with quality comes at a little higher price, but still very reasonable and I think within reach for most of the Western consumer.
Sure.
Yeah. That was another comment we got to, that, we have a lot of Italian wools in the line, and they thought that it would be, like hard and scratchy and stiff. And they were so surprised at how soft and, the drape of it. It was just, it hung really well, and it wasn't a skip jacket at all. So yeah, sure. The quality is second to none.
So let's talk about potential retailers looking to potentially carry your product. Maybe just give a little bit of an oversight how you work with your retailers, just to help them make sure that the sale of your brand, your products, are a success.
Yeah, I think we work very closely with our retailer exactly in that area. Is we want them to be successful. We want them to have, what works for their customer. And if it doesn't work, we'll continue to be in touch. And if there's something that changes on their end, what we initially felt at WESA was a strong reception, loving our product, but maybe not used to the price points that we were at. And then others, price maybe isn't as big a factor, and that, there is an opportunity to introduce a new brand to their customer. We're very flexible on order quantities. We're very easy to work with. We take, we answer the phone. Actually, I answer the phone pretty much 90% of the calls that come in go direct to my desk. So yeah, so it's all about, we're a family here. It was started as a family business with Gary and Jack, and it still is. Gary and Jack are no longer with us. They've passed, but we maintain that family atmosphere. Connie, Jack's widow, still works here in the company. Her office is right next to mine. And Julie was actually very, very close and good friends, her and her husband, with Gary Tribus, and spent a lot of time and trips, hunting trips and different adventures across the country.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my husband actually built his first retail store here in Texas back in the early 80s.
Wow. So a lot of passion behind the brand. All of you so connected. Oh, yeah. That's nice. And I'm certain that comes through in the relationships with your retailers. So definitely a positive. Mike, have you picked out a jacket you would like?
Well, I saw 3 or 4 of them. Why don't you just get them all for me?
Okay.
Anyhow, I did have a question that goes back to her point on retailers. If I'm a retailer who did not get to West or did not see you there, but I'm listening to the show because we have a lot of retailers as part of our audience, and I would like to be considered and consider carrying your lines. How do I go about reaching you? And do you have certain criteria, given the quality and the price point, Do you have certain criteria in terms of what you're looking for from a retailer?
We want to make sure they're going to be set up for success. If they feel that any pushback that, maybe the price is a little out of reach then from their customer, we won't force the product or onto them. But if they're willing to, try us out, I think they'll find that, most customers are looking for a price value combination, and we hit all those marks. It's the classic case of, do I want to buy 3 jackets when I could just buy one over the next 10 years? So we don't really push on a minimum quantity from our retailers. We want them to have enough selection that it's attractive to the customer, but we'll work with them on terms. We'll work with them on, any training on the product. We have some sales reps that go out and can see customers, and we can also call us a production person that can describe the product here internally. Anybody at any time can call me, the president of the company. They can call Julie. So we're really here to help.
Does the Flynt Western line have any international market yet?
We do not. In a prior work environment, I did a lot of business with different countries. We kind of have our hands full, kind of exploring and reaching, the customers here in the U.S. So yes, our products are imported from India, Indonesia, and Vietnam, but we currently do not have any customers in other countries. We entertain that, if it made sense for them. Specifically, we had a lot of Canada folks see us at WESA. We haven't signed up any other folks from Canada. And then we're exploring some manufacturing also in Mexico. Actually, also some folks we met at WESA on the manufacturing side that we really kind of struck off a nice conversation. And so they're going to, look into if they can work with us. And we like that, that they're fairly close and the shipping times will be less than they are from overseas.
Well, it sounds like you are well on your way to having a successful niche in the Western market. Clearly, you've designed the products so they will fit. We love the fact that you're looking to WESA as a door opener to get into the market. WESA, of course, is proud to have you. It's always fun to talk to people who are somewhat new and look at our market with fresh eyes, because sometimes they'll take a little different approach than someone who's been in the market for decades. So we really thank you for taking the time to join us on Wisdom by WESA.
Absolutely. And, we always felt since WESA moved here to Dallas, this is our backyard, this is our home territory. Even folks that are coming out to WESA can, maybe set up an extra hour or two, and we're about a half-hour drive from the market. And they can see our facility. We have a 150,000 square foot facility here in DeSoto, Texas, and they can see the product firsthand.
I think that's a great opportunity, and we hope somebody takes advantage of it.
Thank you so much for coming on. We're really happy to have you be a part of WESA and look forward to the future with your company and seeing it continue to grow in the Western industry.
We're super excited, and everybody has been so nice to us and very welcoming. We love the atmosphere of everything we've seen so far.
Thanks a lot for your time, and the best of luck to you guys.
Okay,
yes,
thanks to you all, and talk to you soon.
The show notes and links from today's show can be found at wisdombywesa.com. And of course, we'd love to hear your feedback. There is a contact link on the website.
The Wisdom by WESA show will be published on the 15th and 30th of every month. You can listen on most of your favorite podcast players, and you can also listen on the wisdombywesa.com website. Be sure to visit all the great shows on the Horse Radio Network at horseradionetwork.com. WESA, where the industry meets.